Today, I'm going to show you how to solve a Queen's puzzle game without any guesswork. Welcome back to the channel, puzzle fans. Today we're going to learn how to play Queens. You may also see it as N Queens in some places. So, how do you play? Well, first let's go over the setup. Unlike some other puzzle games like Sudoku or Tango, there is no set grid dimensions for Queens. You could play on an 8x8, a 9x9, a 12x12. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is the grid has to be divided into different colored sections. These sections are going to vary in shape and size. And that's really where the meat of the game is and the solve is. So the goal of queens is you need to place a queen in each of those colored sections. But a queen cannot touch another queen in any way. It can't be next to it horizontally, vertically, or even diagonally. And, just like in most grid games, each row and each column can only have one queen in it. So, another set of simple rules that leads to a complex game. Let's dive in and play some queens. This is the LinkedIn board. So you can see a lot of different shapes, a lot of different colors. What I like to do first is find corner cases. What I mean by that is, this makes a corner here. So we know one of these orange squares has to have a queen in it. We also know that a queen can't touch another queen in any way. So that means this red square cannot be a queen because it would touch any one of these three if they were queens. We can do that same thing over here, over here, over here, since there's a row here. If any of these were purple queens, we couldn't have the yellow queen here. And the same here and the same here. So those are kind of the first wave of eliminations. Now, nothing really jumps out, so we have to dig a little deeper. I like to look for kind of mirrored images or similar shapes on each side. So we have these kind of triplet blocks here. We know one of these has to be a queen. We know one of these has to be a queen. Since a queen can only be in one row, we can eliminate all these. It doesn't matter which queen is in the green or orange spots yet. We know that these cannot be queens. Same thing can be said for these blues and these reds, right? If the queen is here, it can't be in any of these. If the queen is here, it can't be in any of these. So in both cases, these get eliminated. Still nothing jumping out as obvious, but we can apply that same logic a little further. This time in columns. So we know a purple queen will be up here. So it's either going to be one of this column, or this column. Those are the same columns as the blue and the same columns as the green. So we know we can eliminate the colors that are not going to be in those columns. And here's our first obvious queen. We've unlocked this gray one. That eliminates the rest of the row in the column, and we can kind of solve the puzzle from here on out. We know that there's going to be a queen in this gray section, and that they can only be in a column, so we can remove the rest of them from this column. We also got an easy one here that figures out our gray. And like most puzzle games, once you get a couple, it all kind of snaps into place. Here we know we need a queen in this purple section. That means we can eliminate these yellows because they'd be in the same row. And then going back to our initial, logic thought, we know a yellow has to be in one of these two, and a queen has to be in one of these, so we can eliminate those. This leaves us with one orange here, one blue here, one green here, one purple here, one orange here, and our final yellow. And that's how you play queens. Really fast, really easy. Sometimes the boards can get tricky, but if you remember that matching up the shapes and thinking about multiple rows at the same time, you can really kind of breeze through some of these pretty quickly. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time for another tutorial. Go solve some puzzles.